Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. This afternoon we will be discussing about the human flourishing in terms of science and technology. Today, let's discover how technology affects us in terms of flourishing. So, what is human flourishing? Human flourishing is both the optimal continuing development of human beings' potentials and living well as a human being, which means being engaged in relationships and activities that are meaningful, like for example, align with both their own values and humanistic values, in a way that is satisfying to them. According to Corpus 2015, that every living creature is meant to be what is meant to become, wherein it is true because we live in this world to chase or to find our purpose, and be someone who make ourselves expose and turn to someone we want. So as we grow old and develop, there are different factors that affect us. There are different questions that need to be answered, and of course, there are different steps and actions that need to be undertaken. Flourishing is the highest good attempt of human being to achieve his or her goals in life. So the question is, how will you achieve your flourishing? Human flourishing in terms of science and technology, and how technology affect us. Human flourishing in science and technology. Technology as a mode of revealing. Technology embodies a specific way of revealing the world, a revealing in which humans take power over reality. Humans are inherently technological beings or tool users. We are deficient beings who use technology to complement, enhance, or disburden ourselves. Technology has without a doubt become a central part of the human condition, for better and worse.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. I'm Miss Nea K. Salik. My topic for today is continuation report of Miss Amber. It is about our lives that being happy is indeed by ultimate goal in life. Some of us tend to not reach that goal so easily because they find it hard to be happy, or they are having a hard time finding what makes them happy. Humans have a limited time living on this world. That's why we should always make that time worth it. Go and live your dream lives out. Try to live a good life because we only live once. So let us proceed to the eudaimonia. The eudaimonia, the true goal of life is achieving happiness, goodness innate in every creature. The egoistic is a sense that self-interest is connected to pursuing what is good. Good means for good for in terms of personal application, core teaching of Aristotelian ethics. It is a Greek word which has a lot of translation. It can mean happiness, good life, or anything that has relation to the word good. What is good? So good, it has been said that the word good has also means a lot. This word always gives positivity in anyone who keeps this word in their vocabulary. Good simply means you or someone has done positive things for yourself. It is sometimes an expression of humans which only occur when they approve something or they like something. That good things to have in ourselves, such as knowledge, health, good friendship, creative achievement, beauty, and pleasure. So let us proceed to the human flourishing. So first is ponesis. It has a lot of meaning, but the most common meaning of it is prudence or virtue. It is an ancient Greek word translated into English terms such as wisdom or intelligence that is relevant to practical action. Like for example is our aim in a situation may be to respond courageously or generously. So next is friendship. It is a type or term for humans that requires pure intentions, good self and emotion control, and good companionship to each other. Some people find it hard to get a real friendship nowadays because some people is just looking on what their friend can do for them, can buy for them, or can give for them. That's why we should always choose wisely those people that we want to make a friendship with. Like for example is being a good friends does not put you down or deliberately hurt your feelings. So next is wealth. It is a word that means having all the things that one person desires. Sometimes wealth is achieved when someone is abusing their power or their position on the society. Some get this by pursuing their dreams, working around the clock, by earning, and by saving, such as wealth creation. Goals in our life can include a savings and for new things or everything. And for the last is power. This word has a lot of meaning, but this word is really connected to the society itself. Because if you have a power, you can rule the society and make the people follow you. Having a power in the society nowadays is scary because we do not know if they will use that power they possess it for the good or for the evil purposes. That's why we should always choose the people that we want to lead us and get us to the good. For example is bilang estudyante, kahit anong struggle na mararanasan natin sa studies natin, ay nandyan pa rin yung sinasabi na patience. Like, the more patience, the more powerful to achieve our goals in life. So let us proceed to egoism. Being prideful is one of the most closest term for this word. People who has a high ego tends to only focus on their own self-interest and they don't care about other people even if they hurt them. So next is rationality. All of us can find this value on a person's level or of understanding, or if they are such an agreeable person and they have such high level of being reasonable. And next is value of life. What is the real value of life? That is the most hardest question that we can ask ourselves. But for me, a person can only find the answer to that if that person finally understands his or her role on this world, what that person really needs to do or to achieve. And most importantly, the purpose of its gift life. So let me discuss the connection to science and technology. So first is searching for the things that will be beneficial for mankind is not an easy task. This requires a lot of including positive thinking and having a good mindset. Some get successful doing this task because they have already found what the mankind needs or what is needed to be done. And the second is in making decision. We should always consider its outcomes, whether it will result to positivity or negativity. Some good decisions really takes that time, but if a person really wants to a good outcome, he or she should always think long term for possible solution in case this decision comes into a negative outcome. For the last is some professionals have already discovered thousands of secrets that our in a planet holds, but are they quite sure that they have uncovered enough secrets to say that they have already known the secrets of our planet, or this they are really someone that is capable of doing such a thing. We may have been living in beautiful world, but we are not really sure what lies beyond this planet that we live in. So that would be all for my discussion, and thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. So this is also the continuation of what Sneha explained that related to human flourishing. People found means to live more comfortably, explore more places, develop more products, and make more money. And then the cycle is just repeating to surface their happiness. So this is also the rotation of ourselves that we are facing today. Just to do the things that can make us feel comfortable, can make us feel better, explore more places, develop more products, and make more money. So why do we do this? Why do we do this? Because we are all now safe and secure. So why do I say that we are all now safe and secure? Because we are all now have house, clothes, food, and anything that can save us compared to the previous generation, previous time that they don't have anything else. So later on, we will discuss also what is the difference between the previous generation and today's generation, and how they spent their time during their generation. So, in the beginning, early people relied on animals for their transportation. So, when they want to visit their friends, loved ones, or if they want to go in other places, they use only the animals for their transportation. Unlike today, since we are living in a modern generation, which is the modern world, we use the airplanes, ships, and trucks for our transportation. So they relied on stones and spears to hunt food. So for them to survive, they need to hunt animals for their food. And they use the stones and spears for their hunting. So this scenario particular happened in the forest. So when we say spears, kung sa atin good is bangkaw, yung may matalas na dulo or matulis ang dulo. So they use skin of animals to protect their skin and use it as a cloth. So as I watched the movie that related to this is for girls is they cover their chest and their waist, and for boys is they covered only the waist, and they use stones to make fire. So they use stones to make a fire. So for this is it takes a lot of time, no, to make before you make a fire. And lastly, they just live in a cave as their shelter. So I hope also you watched the movie that related to this on or and where they live. So they live in a cave as their shelter, no? So doon sila nakatira. So as the time went by, there was a big change in the way the people lived before and the way the people live today. Yes, 100%. There is a huge difference for our living. Before, it takes a lot of time before you achieve your wants in life. Unlike today, since we are living in a modern generation, everything happens in a second because everything is there and everything is provided. So that's why we are still grateful that we are living to this generation. So we cannot compare the previous generation and today's generation. So our concept of human flourishing today proves to be different from what Aristotle originally perceived. Humans of today are expected to become man of the world. Competition as a means of survival has become outdated. cooperation, and coordination among individuals are the nutrient. So we are different to the previous generation as what Aristotle originally perceived for us. Because in the previous generation, they have a competition, particular in the hunting in the forest. Kasi nagkakaroon sila ng competition kung sino yung mauuna sa animals na yun. Kung sino yung mas mabilis makakakuha. But today, instead of competition, we show the cooperation, coordination, love, and help to each other. So that's why we are different to the previous generation as what Aristotle originally perceived for us. And we are expected the mans of the world because of our being talented skills and everything we can do and everything we can provide. Eastern and Western ideas regarding society and human flourishing. Western society is included tends to be more focused on the individual, and Eastern are more community-centric. Individual flourishing more of a concern for Western civilization. Eastern civilization puts the community above the individual. Community is given the highest regards and that individual should sacrifice himself for the sake of community. So, what is the difference between the Eastern and Western and human flourishing? Western philosophy deals with the individualism, while Eastern philosophy is related to collectivism. Both philosophies center on virtues. Eastern philosophy takes more of a spiritual approach, while Western philosophy is more hands-on. Eastern and Western thinkers alike believe that human beings are essentially the same all over the world. Only the details and customs differ. One could compare the fundamental ideas of Chinese philosopher Confucius 551 or 497 BCE with those of the Greek philosopher Aristotle. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening and watching.